Hello, everyone. I hope that everyone is doing well and that everyone can hear me okay. Let me turn this down a little bit. So, there's a lot of talk about this Aquarius full moon, super moon. It's quite an event, and I wanted to lend my perspective. Now, for me personally, my Mars is in Aquarius, and Aquarius is in my fourth house. Home. Sorry, I'm just remembering something. Anyhow, and so I have been going through quite a transformation, and I feel like this full moon is a completion point to that. I'm going to turn this down because it seems loud. Anyhow, it's interesting because the Aquarius energy, or the archetype, is known as the water bearer. Now, Aquarius is not a water sign, and yet there's this experience of this godly, crystalline, angelic intelligence that just pours down upon us and cleanses us. And that was my experience today. This morning, actually, I felt as though I was separated from the lower plane of the 3D world to this higher place, as if I was levitating off the ground, and all of the strings were cut. All of the tethers were cut. And it's not that I'm leaving, but I'm no longer, it's like I'm not touchable, is what it feels like. And it feels amazing. Amazing. And when I consider Aquarius energy, this is the God energy. It's an air sign, and so it has a lot to do with the mind, but more so the integration of communication from higher realms into the mind and then distributed outward. Which is why one of the characteristics of Aquarian people is that they are hard to control, hard to manipulate. They don't seem like they are affected a whole lot by people. They don't have attachments in the same way, tethers in the same way as other people do. And as we move through the zodiac, by the time we get to Aquarius, we are very near completion of this cycle of expansion. Pisces being the last and the first, because it ends with spirit and it begins with spirit. So this Aquarian full moon is very much like this completion point for me, where the butterfly has left the cocoon. And the wings are ready. And there's, you know, there's no going back. There's no more tether. And it's this feeling of absolute faith, absolute trust, and absolute bliss in the knowing of who I am and why I'm here. And that has zero dependency on any other person, which is perfection. So what I believe, the intensity that we've been hearing about this full moon, what it actually is all of the tethers coming up for you to look at and decide if you want to keep it or release it. Now, we are slaves to our desires, depending on what your desires are. And when you, for example, desire career success in a very certain way, you become attached to that process and outcome. That commitment becomes, if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, it can become an enslavement. It's an attachment rather than a relationship, like a positive relationship where there's reciprocity. So you give to something, it gives to you, you give to it, it gives to you, and that, you know, infinity, it goes on and on and on and on. An attachment is you give and you give and you give, hoping for a return. And you also believe that that thing, whatever it is that you're attached to, gives you your value, when that's not true at all. Your value is intrinsic to you as a being. It cannot be given nor taken away. So the things that we desire become what we are imprisoned by. If these things are not continuously evolving and growing, and you place your value within these things or your ability to achieve these things, and not in yourself and your ability to grow and expand yourself. Because as we develop, both personally and spiritually, what we desire to achieve changes and evolves with us. And so if you're attached to a very certain outcome, you are foregoing the growth process, that natural evolution process of life. which is why a lot of people wake up one day after they've spent 20, 40, 50, 60 years pursuing something that they believe they wanted or they were told they should want as a child. Why do I feel like this music is getting louder and louder? Okay. That they were told that they want as a child, and they're waking up and realizing it's not providing fulfillment, soul enrichment. And at some point, it doesn't even matter anymore because it's no longer you. It represents a past version of you. Okay, so I feel like I got off on a tangent there. Again, to recap, Aquarius energy being a God energy, air, okay, it like comes in as a mist and it permeates all of these things. It's ever expanding, it's ever growing. It's not attached to anything. Air is not attached to anything. And so it's a very detached, yet fully present, yet unreachable or untethered experience. So I'm going to pull some cards to see if there's a message from Spirit for this particular video for the full moon. And I am trusting that the sound quality is going to be perfect. Is perfect, is going to be perfect, all of that. Okay. Okay, Spirit. What is the message that the collective needs to hear for this full moon in Aquarius that is happening now? We're very much in this energy, have been and will continue to be. What is the most beneficial, uplifting message that brings guidance, understanding, clarity, direction, and confirmation for the collective today? Oh my God. Loosen your grip. Okay? Coping mechanisms, addictions, let God in. The tethers. That is very interesting. Spirit wants to talk about coping mechanisms. Spirit wants to talk about what you're attached to that's no longer serving you, that's actually depleting you, that has nothing to do with where you're going and who you're becoming, other than holding you in a space which you are not meant to be. So there's truth in everything. And what's coming to mind is fear. The experience of fear, the anxiety of possible discomfort coming in. And the reality is that there's truth in it. There's truth in everything. And it's our aversion to the truth that breeds the difficulty, the discomfort. Because truth brings change. It brings change unless you're ever changing and evolving. It brings change because everything is continuously changing and evolving. So if you're in truth with who you are, where you're going, what you're working through, how you're expanding, then your life changes, and that's the truth. Are you willing to look at how you're growing and expanding? Are you willing to let go of the things that hold you back, your coping mechanisms? And coping mechanisms are usually things from the comfort zone that are like an scapegoat or a distraction from the work we know we need to be doing. Okay, very interesting. Let me show you the card one more time. I'm sorry, I just hit the microphone. I don't know if this sound is going to be good. I hope it is. I might not even post this. I don't know. Anyhow, there you go. Loosen your grip. I realize that's backwards. I'm pretty sure that's backwards. Whatever. Okay, I don't know why I was choosing that off the top. Anyhow, bottom of the deck, we have Pleiades energy, big picture thinking. Look at that portal. Look at the water, the mirror effect. What is being shown to you? What doorway are you either choosing to walk through, being presented to you, contemplating? What's being mirrored to you? How many people feel comfortable in their own, with their own reflection, in the company of themselves, in the moment of observing their reflection? Do you feel comfortable in that? What is it that you see? Ask yourself that. That's important. Okay. What else there? Oh my goodness. Perspective. But we were just saying that. I mean, perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. I feel like this doesn't need that much explanation, in that when it says none of this matters, so the journey of life, physical life in this physical form, does not have a end destination. Let's speak in terms of achievements. When you achieve a milestone in some regard, most of the time you don't sit there and that's it. once you achieve that which you desire, you then have a new desire, and you continue to work towards achieving that which you desire, which is ever changing and growing. So it definitely works with the loosen your grip, because in the perspective of your soul's growth, this is but a moment. And beyond that, everything that's taking place, everything that's happening is for your highest and best good. It is teaching you, it is growing you, it is showing you in every single breath and every single moment where your energy is going. It's reminding you, it's asking you to look at your choices. Do you still choose this? Do you still choose this? How about now? Do you still choose this? Especially when you're unhappy, especially when you're presenting with emotions that are that of frustration, that of lack, that of loneliness, that of fear, scarcity, unworthiness, stress. These are all chains to a situation that is clearly meant to evolve further or be left behind completely. So perspective. Here is important. There's an interesting noise. Okay, oh my goodness. Wow, this is my favorite card in this deck. Child of the Cosmos. One with the all within the one. This energy of complete allowance. And fully embracing. It's beautiful, it's bliss. I saw a quote yesterday that I'm being reminded of, and that is, I don't change problems, I change the energy around the problem, and the problem solves itself. What is your perspective? How are you trying to control the situation to have a very specific outcome? What if that outcome isn't meant for you? Maybe it never was. Maybe it was at one time and it no longer is. Expand your being. Allow this God energy to permeate. I mean, just that card is so good. It's so good. Okay. And it says, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. Bottom of the deck, weight of the world. It's not yours to carry. Let it go. releasing the tethers. Again, this is a repeated message today. Not only that, but it is felt and it's beautiful. It's like rising to a higher plane. I think I said that already. And it's within the all. So it's not as though you go anywhere, but all the things, the anywhere is no longer controlling you, even affecting you, unless you desire it to be. So you have this overview from the seat of absolute stillness, faith, bliss, beauty, and you can choose to engage, or you can pull back and just know that all is happening as it's meant to. Things are going to grow and evolve and change, and really your only job is to observe and respond. Inner Earth, you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. And that is beautiful. All right. So now I'm going to shift decks. And I'm going to get a couple of these cards. This first deck that I used is called the Starseed Oracle. And the second deck that I am using is called Work Your Light Oracle Cards. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Anything to add from this deck, Spirit? Deep replenishment. Retreat, rest, be held. I really love that this feels like, and there's constellations in the sky. So it's very a cosmic healing, stillness that is happening here. Peaceful. It feels very peaceful. To the challenging energy that this full moon can bring.
Okay, spirits. Any more? Okay. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution. Okay, so what I'm seeing from this is, you know, coming out of whatever it is that's been, like, has had its grip on you. What is your story? What is your narrative that you've been telling yourself? Why you are where you are, why you're unhappy. What is the story behind why you are unhappy? If you are unhappy, if you are anywhere less than bliss, what is your story about the cause of that? Let's look at that. What commitments did you make? Ooh, 3113. What commitments did you make that now seemingly have you in bondage to a place that you don't want to be? 3131. Interesting. The Council of Light. These are ascended masters that are assisting at this time. They're assisting with change, okay? They're assisting with truth, bringing the truth in, illuminating it. This full moon, this super moon is illuminating it and waking us up. This is what I felt like this morning. Like I was absolutely floating, and it was so beautiful. Oh my goodness, I loved it. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Yes. Okay. So we have deep replenishment, followed by come out of the cave, persecution, expression, share your voice. What is it that's holding you hostage? What is the truth behind it? Is it still something that you choose or not? And if no, how can you let it go? How can you untether yourself? Do I want to get anything else? I don't really want this to be too long. Let me get just one more card. Let me get just one more card to close. One more card to close, Spirit. Raise your vibration. Look at that. That is literally perfect. 10, number 10, raise your vibration. Connect to light, release blocks, strengthen, and safety. Look at that. Beautiful. I didn't even have to do anything. I think I'm going to leave it there. Wishing you all a beautiful full moon. And
whatever transformation that occurs, I hope that it is everything that it needs to be in order for you to be reconnected to your truest path, your truest timeline, your highest joy, and your greatest truth and love for yourself, which brings you home, which is a really nice place to be. All my love your way. Have a beautiful day.